Good morning and welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinomo, and joining us to analyze some stories this morning is Felix Adetoboye. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. Okay, we have a couple of newspapers this morning. We'll just be reading the headlines and talking about some of them very quickly. Let's begin from the Daily Trust newspaper. The bottom headline there is 45 farmers killed, 5,000 displaced in Nasarawa. We have a couple of others. The first, residents flee as bandits kill traditional ruler in Kaduna. Panic as fleeing bandits chase Abuja farmers, abduct two. ACF slams Buhari, northern governors. We can get all that story on page 4 and 22 of the Daily Trust. What do you think of this story? Looking at this issue of insecurity coming into Abuja, and now we are seeing that they're already in the FCT and farmers are fleeing for their lives, people who are supposed to be in charge of making sure that we have food for the country.
It's not new. They've been in Abuja. We've seen reports, here and there, and pockets of incidences happening in and around Abuja, Niger State, Nasarawa, and the likes. And recently, we heard of what happened in Kogi State too, where one of the aides to the governor was, I think the mother too was abducted, All these things are going on, and I think we just have to, the federal government and the army has to just do more. We have the issue of Toji again now, writing letter to the president. This is becoming something something that we can't really describe. And I think our security architecture should be better placed, and, we should just be secured. That's just it.
Okay, still on the Daily Trust from the very top there, talking about Omicron. Nigeria enters COVID-19 fourth wave. And that story can be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust. And then we see INEC 305 billion naira for 2023 polls as Senate passes budget today. This particular story can also be found on the Nigerian News Direct banner headline there. INEC to spend 305 billion naira on 2023 elections. And the writer there says confirms release of 100 billion naira by federal government. What do you think of this allocation, this money that INEC is asking for the 2023 general elections? Is it too much or is it okay?
We can't say it's too much. I think it's okay because every day we talk more of technology, to help improve our electoral process. And if this is what they need, well, we have no option than to let them have their way. They have to deal with over 774 local governments, and in those local governments, we know how many polling units that are there, So it's quite much, and they've already collected the 100 billion, remaining 205 billion. So let's just hope. Let's hope that this is it will not go beyond this, because if you look at this is like a budget of 2 or 3 states put together. You understand, just to be spent on election alone. So when we say democracy is costly, this is just one of it. It's costly, to run democracy and kind of the government that we also run in Nigeria. So I feel that if that's what they need, well, we don't have option. We ask for it. So.
Okay. So I'm still on the Nigerian News Direct. From the very top, we see Buhari keeps mum over refusal to sign electoral amendment bill. That can be found on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. I do know how we've been talking about this issue of electoral bill and assenting to it by the president, and the 30 days elapsed, I think,
on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. Yes, 2 days ago. And now Buhari has still not said anything. What's your take on this?
Last night, he actually conveyed his letter, citing, I think, 4 or 5 reasons why he's not assenting to receive. Merciful, I'm not surprised. Many people have been surprised, but I've not been surprised because going by what we have, we already knew right from time that this may not really come to pass. I have my reasons. Number one, the National Assembly members, they want to, they see that bill as their own power to get themselves out, of the hold of the governors. That's why the issue of direct primary was inserted fully. No, it's just like no other exceptions.
No other option.
It's just no other option but direct primary. You understand? And if you look at it, the power of the governors, The power of the governors resides in indirect. And immediately this bill was passed, the governors have put themselves together, and this cut across party lines. This is not about party now. Every governor now is trying to protect himself, because governors even dictate who goes to the National Assembly. They try to control, the machinery of state and even to the federal level. So, but those in National Assembly, like, okay, we want to undo this ourselves. Let's be able to, determine our future. And again, if you look at it, leaving the issue of the governors and the senators and the rest, I'm not too much surprised, or let me say I'm surprised in President Buhari, because he says something that is going to leave a legacy. And this is one of the biggest legacy that he can ever leave in office, after leaving. And if you look at it again, if you look at it in depth, he signed the PIA bill. The PIA bill had his own issues, but he signed it anyway. Why not sign this? And later, election is till 2023, for crying out loud. Next year, you can come up with the amendment that you want, to come up. Section 58 so far talks about, the government, the president going for like 30 days, to sign. For a good 30 days, this president never said anything. In fact, the day he even conveyed the letter is even out of the law. We can't really follow what he did yesterday as still part of the law, because the law stipulated Sunday, which was the last day, and nothing was communicated. Can we still say he's working within the ambit of the law? And this is democracy, but we see the way our leaders just, walk around this and they just touch it as if it's nothing. And if we cannot respect the constitution of the land, so why are we a country? And again, if you look at it, going further, that section 58 to think sub 5 also talks about this National Assembly. I can tell you, this National Assembly, they don't have the balls to override this man. They cannot override him. Is it not Lawan's National Assembly that says that whatever the president wants is what they will do? So the president knows that the people that should counter him, they have no balls. I'm sorry, but they don't have that power to do anything. The constitution gives them power, but they can never use it. You can mark my words. Nothing will happen. This bill is good as dead. Nothing will happen from it.
So you do not see an outcome where there will be like a change in everything and the bill will be accepted?
This National Assembly don't have that power. If you talk of Saraki's National Assembly, you can say yes, these people can still do something. But I can tell you, don't forget, it's still two-thirds majority. It's still two-thirds majority. And I don't want to mention parties, but those people that have the highest number of members in the House. And probably this is what, they've already discussed it, that this is how it's going to be. It's like they just played on Nigerians. They knew what they wanted to do in the first place. They just played on us, to just give us something to talk about. Now we've talked about it. Now the president, who promised us to leave a good legacy, after leaving office, see what he's giving us today. And this is one of the best things. I've gone through the bill. I'm telling you, this bill will have been the best thing, because some people know that they won't come back to power if this bill should be signed, especially when we talk about the electronic transmission of results. That has really put a stop to one of those things that we do about rigging of election and the rest. It will have stopped it, but they don't want it. They don't want it. And it's unfortunate for us.
The details of that story can be found on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. And besides that, we see NNPC not conducting survey recruiting. That's coming from Mohammed. And of course, you can grab that on the Nigerian News Direct. We move over to the Punch. Electoral Act Amendment, Buhari returns bill to NAS. Fault direct primaries, cites insecurity. Of course, we've just spoken about that. You can grab yourself a copy and find that on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. And then we have a couple of other stories. Just grab yourself a copy and read about it. And now we see first news. The banner headline there is INEC demands 305 billion naira to conduct 2023 elections. Apart from its 40 billion naira annual budget, commission has already got 100 billion naira of some. That can be found on the first news. And of course, other stories can be found on all the newspapers I've read out to you. Just make sure you grab yourself a copy and read on them. And now you can also stay updated on our website. That is www.tostvnetwork.com to know what's happening in Nigeria and of course across Africa. Our social media platforms are right there for you to follow and stay updated. My name is Merciful Ojinomo. Many thanks for joining us on this episode. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you stay safe.